What's up, everybody? It's Around the Boards. We got episode 38 here for you. We got the game recaps 3 and 4 for the Washington Capitals and the Vegas Golden Knights. We also have breaking news. The New York Islanders have fired Doug Weight and Gar Snow. But first, here's a new segment for you.
John segment. This is just John segment. He doesn't have much to say. This will be real short cause it's John segment and John doesn't have much to say. Yeah.
So, John, I have to ask you, what do you think about Gar Snow and Doug Weight getting relieved of their duties?
No, it was inevitable.
That was just John's segment.
Ugh.
That was just John's segment.
Come on, man.
He didn't have much to say.
What the fuck, John?
I mean, what did you expect?
That was alright. Fuck it. Let's go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Around the board.
Woo! What is up?
Yeah!
Yeah! Dude,
Yeah.
This is like insane. But first of all, big shout out to John for doing John's segment.
Love you, John. Can't do it without you.
Anyways, Gar Snow and Doug Weight relieved of their duties, as you can tell, as we just mentioned.
But apparently still staying in the organization somehow, front office, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Lou Lamoriello taking over, it seems like.
So,
Cleaning house, baby.
yeah, we'll see what happens with that, right? We'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
that's just first dominoes to fall, so many more to go, I'm sure.
Yeah, and those dominoes are almost falling in the Stanley Cup Finals for the Vegas Golden Knights. Am I right?
Whew. Losing 3 in a row now.
Oh my God! First time in history. And yeah, I'm not even gonna go there.
Ha 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 ha. First time in history they lost back to back, and they lost again.
It's
But
been
first-
exciting though. Like all the games have been exciting.
All the games have been exciting. I mean, even fucking game 4 when Capitals started to blow them out in the first period, like 3-0. Like for the first 10 minutes, I think Vegas really dominated and just couldn't score.
Yeah, but
But first, we must talk about game 3.
yes, then we will get back to the Knights not scoring in game.
We'll
4.
cover it all. Don't worry.
But-
We got it all covered here.
That's right. So game 3, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, our listeners from last episode got a little sneak peek as we were kind of live watching it during our last episode. But more things happened in that game.
Woo! Yes, yes, they
Woo.
did. There was
Woo.
actually a lot of things that happened. We're talking, goalposts.
The goalposts have been a story all fucking
Oh my
Stanley
God.
Cup Finals long.
And you'll
Like
hear
even the first 2 games.
yeah, and you'll hear more about that in game 4. So
More goalposts. Oh, definitely. A big goalpost, maybe in the first 5 minutes or so.
yeah,
in the power play.
we got goalposts, we got crap ton of scoring chances, and more posts after that, and Ovechkin and Kuznetsov and Devontae Smith-Pelly, Holtby, Shea Theodore. Like it's just
Where
like,
do we start? All right, game 3.
there's so much to talk about. So
So game 3, a lot more posts being hit.
Yeah,
And
who
then,
won? Who won? I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure Washington won again,
Oh, okay.
thanks to Pat Sajak. How'd you feel about their pregame comparing
God.
to Vegas's?
It's
I mean, it worked.
yeah,
did it, not?
it worked, but it's not on obviously Vegas's level. But anyways, that score was 3-1. Capitals beat the Golden Knights 3-1.
And like we said, Vegas still didn't play bad.
No, it was still a up tempo game.
Holtby's
and
really turned around here.
He
After game 1,
Mhm.
he's been pretty phenomenal.
on his game. This guy is.
Starting it all. I think the whole series, like now in hindsight, once he made that save on Alex Tuck in game 2 to end it, pretty much. Like ever since then, Holtby's just fucking been playing out
yeah.
of his mind, or I don't know if he's
In the
getting
zone.
lucky.
In the
or-
zone.
Yeah, like he has confidence now. So
Totally. And
he's playing how Fleury played in the first 2 series. or 3 series
in the
even.
first 3 series. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So watch out, I guess. I mean, all Washington needs is one more. But
Right. My God.
how do you feel about the real true goal scorer for Vegas for the first 3 games? Tomas Nosik. I don't even know how to fucking pronounce his name.
Tomas.
He scored 2 goals in game 1, didn't score in game 2, and then scored again in game 3. He's got fucking 3 goals in the first 3 games of the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah. Who? Just
Tomas Nos.
Tomas, no one. Like who's this guy? I don't know,
If
but-
Dunk was here, then he'd know more about him because he came from the Red Wings organization. So, I mean,
That
that's who Vegas got from Detroit in the expansion draft. So, I
Right.
mean, it's not really a big name player, but apparently it paid off because he's scored 3 goals in the first 3 games. of the
not a
Stanley
big
Cup
name,
Finals.
not a big name player, but he's a big game player. That's for sure, huh?
Right.
Shoot.
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
I
Except
guess.
for, I'll bring him up again when we get to game 4 because there's something that happened in that game that he probably
Yep.
isn't too proud about. But
Uh,
let's stick in game 3 here for minutes.
yeah. So the Capitals ended the game with 26 shots on goal, and the Golden Knights had 22 shots on goal. So even shots on goal, depending on the scoring chances, I'm sure.
yeah, it's not too many.
Yeah, I'm sure the scoring chances were a lot different. I would say more of it went
To Washington.
the Washington's way, maybe.
Yeah.
But
But God, you gotta think of those goalposts still. Both teams are hitting the fucking post.
yeah. Oh yeah.
But game 3, Shea Theodore, a lot of Vegas fans, or I wouldn't say want to blame it on Shea Theodore, but he definitely did not have one of his best games of his career.
No.
And a couple of turnovers there. But early on in the game, the Capitals actually scored a goal very early, and it was waved off. They said no goal
Mhm.
for goalie interference on Devontae Smith-Pelly,
It.
where he was all up
What-
in Fleury's kitchen,
What do you think?
fucking asked him in the face.
Oh yeah, he totally did. And I heard I was watching the one. I'm not sure who was. I heard something or saw something, and they said that Fleury sold it. Yeah, Fleury sold it a little bit, but he definitely made contact.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
And
you
Fleury
saw
is
it from,
clearly in the
one-
crease, and
yeah.
Devontae Smith-Pelly, his skates weren't in the crease, but when he moved his hips, his ass was totally if you take the crease and put lines going straight up to the rafters
Mhm.
and make an imaginary barrier there, Devontae
Mhm.
Smith-Pelly ass definitely went through the barrier and into the crease. And yeah, so it's a good call there to wave off the goal. And I think Smith-Pelly even got a penalty for goal interference on the play too. So
Right.
the referees waved it off right away. There's pretty much no debate. So, I mean, so after that happens, you think, oh, maybe now game 3 after game 2 kind of went against Vegas and their luck with the bad bounces and the big save by Holtby.
Mhm.
Game 3 starts off this way. You're like, oh, maybe they're coming back. Maybe Vegas has that magic still left in them.
But nope, Ovi took care of that.
uh,
Ovi totally took that momentum away from them.
Ovechkin fucking scoring again.
Does it again. The first one to score the goal again. He's just, dude is leading the team. He has the team on his back, and he's running through the desert, bro.
He's possessed.
And he
But
is.
you know who else? You know who else is leading the team in fucking actual points? Evgeny Kuznetsov and that fucking celebration. What- I mean,
Yeah.
we mentioned this last week, and we had a little Twitter poll or something about it.
Yeah, and real quick,
I heard
real quick, big shout out to everyone that involved themselves on that. I don't know if you listen or not, but hey, we thank you for getting involved in our
thanks,
Twitter poll.
thanks, guys. But I heard somewhere that he got that celebration from FIFA 18, actually, the video game. So
Did he say that?
I'm pretty sure he said that in an interview sometime that he got that celebration in FIFA 18, and he just likes it. And I mean, he pulls it off pretty well.
He does.
He's
does.
definitely whenever you see anybody do that, you're thinking of Evgeny Kuznetsov now. So
Right. So real quick too,
how do you feel about it personally?
his celly?
Yeah,
I dig it. I dig
you
it.
think
I
it's
mean,
kind of showing up the other team,
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's but
and that's part of it too. You're like,
It's-
fuck yeah, fuck these guys.
it's so awesome, just seeing people celebrate. And especially not just a straight fist in the air, yelling in the air. This dude was "Ah," just coming in and everything like that.
Yeah. And the main thing is that when he sellies like that, it's because he fucking like rips a shot or like has like
Oh,
a nice wrister or something.
Oh yeah,
It's not like it's a deflection or
it's
like
worth-
a fucking bounce off his
it's-
skate or something.
right. It's worth the celly.
Yeah, he's like, fuck yeah, I just scored. Everyone saw it. He's like turned to a peacock, like flashing his feathers. He's
I
like,
know. So real quick, I pulled this up too. I'm looking at the stats from Game 3. Okay.
okay.
One of the big differences, it seems to be, going to Washington's side was the face-off percentage. The face-off percentage for Washington in this game was at 62.9%.
Yeah.
All
well,
right.
I mean,
That means Vegas had a 37.1% face-off percentage. So face-offs win you games too, and especially in the
it's
offensive
all
zone.
about puck possession.
Exactly,
I mean,
with the puck possession. And
I mean, that helps on power plays and penalty kills too. So
Right.
you start off on the right foot and
right. And the crazy part about this too is the block shots. All right. Vegas only had 9. Washington had 26 block shots.
yeah.
That's
don't know.
26 shots that could have been going to Holpe.
Yeah.
It
for
could have been
rebounds,
such
at least,
yeah,
at the very least
exactly.
rebounds.
It's so interesting stat there, and I'm gonna look it up for the
And you know
fourth
who else
game.
is blocking shots from Ovechkin? When's the last time you can say that?
Dude,
That's how bad this guy wants
the
it.
dude does everything. He does. He's a monster.
Yeah, I
You're
don't.
a monster.
We all predicted, all three, me, you, and Dung all predicted that Vegas would win this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure anymore.
Is it too late to change my prediction?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
I prefaced it. I said we've been wrong every time so far, and I think we're wrong again for this one. I think Washington is.
Hey, like I
think they're
said, I don't care who wins this game. This
I saw some good
series.
games.
Right, exactly, and that's what we've gotten. That's
They've all-
what we've
they've all
gotten
been
out of it.
exciting.
Like I said, it would be a great story for VGK to win it in their inaugural season, and it would be a great story for Alex Ovechkin being shut out for all past years, his seasons in his career by the Pittsburgh Penguins, and it would be a great story for him to win finally too. He's like one of the I didn't want to get fancy, but I was trying to think of that word and I wanted to get fancy with wording, but he is one of, the only elite players in all of sports that doesn't have a trophy, like Dan Marino from the Miami Dolphins, like all these guys that haven't won championships.
Charles Barkley.
Right. Exactly. Like
Well,
Ovechkin is one of these guys,
Yeah, I saw something on. It was on one of the sports shows or something. It was like and but. They're both 3-letter words, but they mean so much more. You could be a great player, but without a championship, or you could be a great player and win a championship. Like that's the difference. Like once you win a championship, like Ovechkin most probably will do this year, you are cemented in history.
Yep.
Like Pavel Bure is a great player. I don't think he won any Stanley Cups.
No.
And Wayne Gretzky, the greatest player, obviously, but won a ton of Stanley Cups. And
Right.
even like Mark Messier or somebody like that, who won it with won the cup with the Rangers. Like you think of all these great players, and like you think of their defining moments. It's all lifting the Stanley Cup.
Yep.
So
It's just the only thing missing off of his.
yeah, and you see with like players who haven't won cups, like especially late, like within like the last 5-10 years, like towards the end of their careers, they're going to sign with a team that they have a better chance to win a cup with than to stick around and just finish out their career with the team, because everyone knows that they want that cup. That's what you play the game for, is to win cups.
Right.
And right now it might be Ovechkin's time because of Game 4. If you want to jump ahead to Game 4 now.
This was a good one.
Started off quick. Vegas Golden Knights out strong again. I think they dominated the first 5 minutes of play, and then they got a power play. And then James Neal got the puck with a wide open net. And then James Neal hit the post on a wide open
far
net.
post, not even the short side post where he was standing. Point
Far
blank.
side post.
Point blank.
It hit off a Holtby and still went wide, back going against him. He literally had a 4x6 to aim at and hit the far post. Like, it is harder to not score if
I
you're
know.
James Neal there than it is to score.
Right.
And he hit the inside of the post, and it, man. And then
How much of a different game though would that
be
have
1-0
turned?
after you
Right.
dominate the first 5 minutes and you put up 1-0.
Right. that
in
game,
Washington. You're
that
saying
game,
we got this game.
that game could have went VGK's way if James Neal just buried that goal. But no, they're down 3-1 now in the series.
Yeah, because James Neal misses that, and then
And
what
then
usually happens?
And then
what happens? What happens when you miss a goal, an easy goal on one side? They
It's-
come down.
it's gonna
Washington
come
comes
down
down.
the other
Gets
side.
a power play.
Yep.
TJ Oshie gets a nice bounce right to the skate, puts it in. 1-0 Caps, just like that.
Yeah.
Just like that. 1-0 Caps. But also, there's a lineup change for Game 4 for the Golden Knights after going down 2-1 and losing back-to-back games for the first time in franchise history for the Golden Knights in the playoffs. They made some lineup changes, took Perron out, and put Thomas Tatar in. I wish Dunk was here to talk about Thomas Tatar because he knows more about him than we do, since Thomas Tatar on the Golden Knights really hasn't made any plays, even in the regular season. I mean, he scored a couple goals maybe, and he played like 1 or 2 games against Winnipeg, I believe. And he scored in the first game he played. I know that he scored the first goal of the game, so that helped him there. But he keeps finding him. Thomas Tatar, I'm talking about, keeps finding himself out of the lineup, so they give him another chance because they need to shake something up for Game 4. David Perron sits, and I don't think Thomas Tatar really made that much of an impact on that game.
No. I
So-
don't even remember hearing his name,
Yeah,
to
it's
be
like-
honest.
And he's one of the players that they traded for at the trade deadline and gave up a first, a second, and a third round pick to Detroit for.
Unreal, and now he's sitting on the bench.
And he's got
Well,
like 3 or 4 years
before.
left on his contract, and like
Do you
I'm assuming he's gonna play on their team next year.
Do you think it was like experience? Because I mean, he was on the Red Wings for a few of their runs, right?
I'm pretty sure. I think he was real young on those runs, but Golden Knights picked him up at the trade deadline to score goals. That's what they got him for. They said
Well-
we need a like James Neal is a goal scorer. He's like a 20-30 goal a season goal scorer.
Yeah.
They need another guy like that because they knew they couldn't rely on Willem Karlsson to keep scoring goals and Jonathan Marchessault to keep up his stellar play. So they said we need more depth in the scoring department. So they went out and got Thomas Tatar, and he really just hasn't delivered for him. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like their system or if he just isn't getting the right bounces in the right places, but I just don't think he's making that big of an impact. And in Game 4, when you take David Perron out, somebody who's been a pest at the very least, he's been a pest, if not scoring goals or making plays in the playoffs. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think Thomas Tatar is going to play again for the Golden Knights this season at least, but I don't know about next season either. I don't know if they try to trade him or what.
And now they're down. But so
And they're still down. Yeah.
and they're still down. So real quick, I'm gonna go back to the stats that I was pulling up before. So in the very first game of the series, when Vegas won 6-4, okay, I just want to talk about the block stats here, okay? Washington,
shots?
yes, for the
Okay.
block shots here. So the Washington Capitals had 18 block shots in the first game, where
Okay.
Vegas had 17 block
pretty
shots.
even.
Right, it was pretty even, okay?
Pretty even. And Vegas scored 6 fucking goals that
Right,
game and
and
won.
Vegas scored 6 goals. All right, and now we go ahead to game 2. All right, and where let's remind everybody, Washington ended up winning that one in Vegas 3-2. Okay, the block
Yes.
shots in this, Vegas only had 8. Okay,
And Washington.
Washington had 18.
So Washington keeps
Okay, hold on.
keeps blocking shots.
Right. Meanwhile,
From game 1 to game 2, it's
Right.
about even for
No.
Washington, and Vegas dropped way down and they
Right.
lost. And
right, and like we just mentioned for game 3, where Vegas only blocked 9 shots, and Vegas
Washington blocked
lost.
like 20 or something. 26.
All right.
So
And-
they went up and they dominated and
Right. And meanwhile,
Won that
Washington scoring on Vegas when Vegas isn't blocking shots. That's basically what I'm getting to here. And
big
in,
correlation with wins and losses and block shots.
right. And in the last game, Vegas only had 8 and Washington had 24.
In game 4,
Yep.
man.
So, hey, is that a thing? You know, the first game, Vegas had 17 block shots. Vegas wins. Vegas has single digits block shots.
next
when,
3 games.
Yeah, the next 3 games that they
Lost
lost.
them all. Yeah, I mean,
I'm
it's kinda
just
hard not
I'm
to say that
I'm-
has something to do with it.
I'm just a UPS driver that does a podcast with my friends here for fun, but I'm just saying, Vegas, I think you need to throw some bodies in front. You know,
I
shoot.
know. Like, is it a mindset now? Like, are they thinking too much after game 1 or game 2? Vegas still could have very easily won game 2 if it wasn't for Alex Tuck getting
Yeah.
denied by Holtby and forced into overtime and anything happens. But Vegas could have just as easily won game 2, even with those such low number of block shots.
Right.
But then game 3 and 4, it's like
But
they
still,
still have low block shots.
It's
Like,
an
is it?
interesting. There's an
Do you
interesting role.
think it's
to
like a
that.
mindset of like, are they trying to get more offense, or are they just trying? Are they just being like overpowered by Washington's offense on defense, and they can't just hold them?
I don't know, but Washington's got a good, like, they got a good full game right now. Like their transitions
yeah.
from defense to offense is so quick,
Yeah.
dude. Like, but
Well,
who knows?
it helps when you got all those Russian players on your team that fucking skate their asses off, especially when there's a wide open ice in front of them. They got the puck on their stick. That's when everybody skates their fastest.
Yep. So the goal
But
scorers
I mean,
in this
maybe
game,
it's just positioning for like team styles. Like Washington likes to clog up the neutral zone in the middle of the ice, and Vegas likes to play like up and down.
to play in the middle of the ice, too.
Yeah.
You know, they like doing some passes, and they could get pretty fancy, as we've seen in the previous series and the whole season, if you will. But
Right.
yeah, who knows? It could be a little bit of everything, I think. But
Yeah, I don't know.
But I want to keep an eye on that for Game 5, which is going down tomorrow night, Thursday night. You know, I just want to keep an eye on it. I want to see if Vegas throws their bodies in front more. You know,
you think the coaching staff might have something to say?
maybe. I'm sure they're gonna have something to say. Be like, look,
We got to block more shots, guys.
Yeah. You know,
Guys,
I
we gotta
mean,
block more shots.
I mean,
Come on.
even though you know Washington's only getting between 20 and 30 shots a game. Well, I guess both teams really are.
Yeah, it's because you look at the number of block shots and the number of shots on goals, and you said like Washington last couple of games had block shots been in the 20s,
Yeah,
and Vegas still had like 20 or so shots on net. Like
yeah,
in the 20s.
they would have had like
30s.
50 shots on goal technically.
Yeah, like that's an
Insane.
insane amount of fucking shots, I think.
Yeah,
Plus, like the shots at the post. Like,
I don't think
I don't
they
know.
count
Like,
the shots.
should
but-
Vegas start passing more instead of shooting more? Like, get Holtby moving side to side and have Washington clogging up the shooting lanes? Or
I
I don't know.
mean,
Maybe that's something.
let's be honest. They tried that, and then James Neal had a wide open net, and it just didn't happen for him.
Yeah, but if you run that, play
was a
99 more times,
That was a
they're
pretty
gonna
play.
Score 99
Yes,
more times.
Right, I get that. That was a pretty play though. Like they just passed it, boom, 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 and then James Neal's like, bing, right off the
Ping,
frickin'
inside post, 4 post.
You know,
Yeah,
and-
so like we said, let's get back to recapping
man.
game 4.
sorry.
So Oshie scores on the power play to make it 1-0 after Neal misses his power play opportunity. And then there's that guy, Tom Wilson, again. Everybody loves to hate, especially
Yes.
if you're Vegas. You just hate to hate him.
Yep,
He is the number one enemy in Vegas right now, is Tom Wilson. I can tell you that.
definitely.
And you know what he does? He goes out and scores a goal, makes it 2-0. I mean,
That was a
if you're
pretty
Vegas-
pass. That was a pretty. The whole face
that was
off.
a nice play. But you
the
know what
whole
happened on that
face-off.
play? You got
Vegas-
Vegas's defenseman.
Right, and
Both,
Vegas.
2 guys going to 1 guy.
And Vegas won the face off.
Yeah, but then you got 2 Vegas defensemen. I think maybe it was a foreign defenseman. There's 2 Vegas players though, both going to the same guy. Tom Wilson's wide open in the slot with a screen around the front too.
Yeah.
And a perfect pass right to the tape. Tom Wilson's not going to miss that one very much. And just like that, it's 2-0. Vegas starting to make mental mistakes on defense. I don't know if it's because they started losing games and they're starting to play nervous, like white knuckling their own sticks or what.
Right.
Because then later on, Thomas Nosek, he makes we talked about him scoring 3 goals in the first 3 games. Game 4, he made a brutal mental mistake. I think it was on Devontae Smith-Pelly's goal to make it 3-0 at the end of the first. But I think Thomas Nosek is out there, and he just, if you watch the replay, you'll just see him like go out of camera view to go cover somebody that's not there and like circle back around, and then he's just too late. And it's like, what is Thomas Nosek doing? Like,
oh boy.
he, like you say, David Perron came out of the lineup for that. Perron might go in, and it might be for Thomas Nosek now because, like, there's a big difference between 1-0 and 2-0, and there's an even bigger difference between 2-0 and 3-0.
Yeah.
And when you go into the second period being down 3-0, like desperation starts sitting in, and then if you're still not scoring, you like can't help but find yourself in a mental state saying like, what do we have to do this?
Right. And I mean, Vegas still looked good though. They still looked good, like coming out in the
Yeah,
second
like
period.
they were
but-
dominating. Like I said, like offensively, they were passing and getting the shots off. But like now that you mention it, like about all those block shots, like I'm trying to think like how many block shots did Washington have in that first period when Vegas was putting that onslaught on? Like maybe that's how they could withstand that much pressure is blocking shots and not letting them get to the net.
Yeah.
Like that's something to watch for in Game 5, like you said. Like see, because Vegas is going to shoot a lot. Obviously, they're desperate.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
definitely a desperate team now with their backs up against the wall. Everything's got to be headed towards the net. So I'm going to predict that Washington has another 20 block shot game next for Game 5.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it because Vegas is just keep throwing shots on net, and Washington is just going to keep trying to do what they've been doing and blocking shots. So I don't know.
Dude, it's good, but so it's been very fun to watch. I just don't know what else to say about the series.
I mean, for
it's-
Vegas fans, they're saying like, oh, it's like horrible, or whatever. It's like these aren't even good games because they got blown out. Whatever, like was the final.
Welcome to a normal hockey game, Vegas fans. Welcome.
Yeah, like they've been spoiled all season long. Like they don't even know what like losing is.
Right.
And now that you lose 3 games in the Stanley Cup Finals, it's like they don't know what to do because the first series against the Kings, they swept them. Then they thought that was the new normal. Then they lost 2 games against San Jose, and they're like, oh no. And then they lost the first game to Winnipeg, and that was it. And then now they lost 3 games, and like the whole world's falling apart. Like, man.
But so, anyways, going back to Game 4 here, real quick. Did you see at the end of the period, at the end of the game, they had the scrum. Obviously, Vegas pissed, upset.
Well, at the end of the game, with the game still going on, Vegas just kept taking penalties. Ryan Reeves took some dumb penalties. It was a lot of coincidental penalties. She got thrown out of the game too, I think.
Yeah.
Like both teams started gooning it up there, and Vegas kept taking penalties, and Washington kept scoring on the power play after that. I say, if you want to keep taking penalties, we'll start running the score up on you. It doesn't hurt us at all to practice our power play for fucking next game. And
they did. The Capitals went 3 for 5 on the power play, while Vegas went 0 for 4.
0 for 4 with an asterisk because the first power play they had, I don't know how many times we got to say it, James Neal, wide open net. And like we're saying, if he scores that goal, it's 1-0 Vegas. In Washington, the Washington fans kind of take a step back, like, oh shit, we're down.
Right.
We're being outplayed in the first 5 minutes. Like, this does not look good for us.
Right. And in Game 4, Vegas ended up with 30 shots, and the Caps only ended up with 23. So it's 30 like, if Vegas blocks 10 more shots, five more shots,
Capitals on 18 or something. Yeah.
Like, it could have been that could have been those 5 goals right there. You know?
I mean, even if let's just say that the game's played exactly the same way, and then Capitals, if you only have 15 shots in the Stanley Cup final game, like that's not good.
That's not good. Exactly.
Yeah. But it looks good because you fucking won.
Oh yeah.
So nobody really cares how many shots you take as long as the final score has you on top and in a big way. Because Vegas did come back in Game 4, even after all that stuff happened, even after going down 3-0 in the first period.
Yeah,
they came back in the third and made it 4-2, and we're within 2. And Vegas scores that third goal to make it 4-3.
Could have been a
all hell would break loose, and Vegas. I'm going to say that they would get the luck on their side, and they would have tied it up if they could get that third goal to go in.
Yeah, I agree.
But they didn't.
I agree, but that's because Holtby's in the zone, like we talked, earlier about, and dude, he's
team defense.
Holtby's right there,
making the saves that the defensemen and the forwards don't block.
Right, and dude, like Ovechkin and the Capitals, they can taste it, man. It's right there, and
Kuznetsov had 4 assists in the fucking Game 4 too.
Yeah, that's insane.
Like, and he was the one that got. Didn't he get hurt in? Was it Game 1? I'm pretty sure he got hurt in the first period of Game 1 and missed the rest of the game. Or no, it was Game 2.
Something like that.
He got hurt in the first period of Game 2, missed the rest of the game. He was questionable for Game 3.
Yep.
He comes out and scores in Game 3. Comes out in Game 4 and has 4 assists. Like, Man, like if they
Hey.
were missing Kuznetsov, I don't know how games 3 or 4 would have gone for Washington.
Hey, it's because it's the cup.
It's because it's the cup.
It's because it's the cup.
Nothing's keeping. I don't think Kuznetsov would have like break his arm and like be in a cast or something for him
He would
not to
still
I
play.
think.
He would still play
Not in a cast.
He would.
Don't be ridiculous.
because it's the cup.
Don't be ridiculous.
No, so when that game came to an end, there was a scrum over along the boards, everyone roughing up each other, everyone roughing each other up.
Yeah.
And the camera was on Tom Wilson because Tom Wilson
course.
was, of course, out there on the ice.
Public
and-
enemy number 1.
Yeah, right? And this dude just skates away. He just skates away. He
Just
just
smiles.
he
laughs,
smiles. He skates away from
looks at the scoreboard.
scrum.
Says, okay, cool.
You know that had to piss off a bunch of
Ah.
VGK players because they probably wanted to beat the smack out of him, man.
And you saw Devontae Smith-Pelly and Ryan Reeves started to get into it
Oh,
too
yeah.
a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Devontae Smith-Pelly is playing real good too, scoring
is.
goals and stuff for some reason.
he is.
He's the new Ryan Reeves that we saw scoring goals last series
Yeah.
and last couple of games.
So,
But yeah, I don't know who's more pissed off, the players on Vegas for Tom Wilson skating away or the fans. The fans absolutely hate this guy. Total disdain. Like, everybody only wants to see Ryan Reeves. Just take him out.
I know.
And they almost got their wish. I thought once Wilson and Ryan Reeves got coincidental penalties, I was really hoping that they would do that thing where as soon as you come out of the penalty box, just face each other, drop the gloves.
That would have been sick.
The whole world was hoping for that, I think,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't to be. And depending on how Game 5 goes, I don't know if we'll see Tom Wilson versus Ryan Reeves. I don't know if we'll get privileged to that.
I don't know. I think Tom Wilson's just playing his game and staying out of the fights, and
Yeah, getting in their heads, getting under their skin.
that's
I
it,
mean,
man. That's
He's
it.
like a less rattier version of Brad Marchand, I guess, with a bigger body, and he doesn't lick anybody.
Yeah. Don't even get me started on that.
You want to talk about Brad Marchand?
No, I don't want to talk about Brad Marchand. Anyways, to wrap it up, let's wrap it up here. To wrap it up, we got a hell of a
Just said
series
wrap it up
now.
3 times, like 30 seconds.
Yeah, so to wrap it up here,
Just wrap it up.
That's like 8 times now in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, wrap it up now.
Okay. This series has been phenomenal. It's such an exciting series. Lots of energy in the buildings, on the ice especially too. And dude, like players are into it, fans are into it, but
Pat Sajak,
it's gonna come
not
to an
that
end.
into it.
And it's gonna come to an end, I think, dude. Who do you think takes Game 5?
Game 5 in Vegas, I think Vegas takes it.
Okay.
I don't know. Fuck, dude, I don't
See?
know.
Because think about
Like,
this.
I want
all
to say
right?
Vegas because it's fucking Vegas in Vegas.
All right,
And
because
like, if they're the Vegas of the last that we've known, besides these last couple of games, like
I don't
it
know.
wouldn't be a question. It'd be like, yeah, Vegas is gonna win.
I think they're deflated, but listen.
But yes,
hear me out
I don't
here.
know how emotionally deflated they are from losing 3 in a row now, and just maybe Washington's playing out of their minds.
They are. So I saw this. I saw this when I was scrolling through Twitter earlier, and someone. Oh no, I think it was. Was it you who was having a conversation with all the Kingsmen podcast about booing
Oh yeah.
about booing
Our good friend Jesse from All the King's Men podcast tweeted
Shout
out
out.
something.
Shout out.
He said, I'm gonna paraphrase him because I don't have the tweet in front of me, but it was something like, "We'll see just how big of," and he put like a quote, "real fans," like Vegas fans are. Once Gary Bettman hands Ovechkin the cup in Vegas, said to see if they boo him or not. And I was like, I think I replied to him. I was like, "Oh, they won't boo him or something. They might boo like Ovechkin or something, but
Right.
like every hockey fan, every franchise
Every
is
hockey
fans.
fan.
As soon as they see Gary Bettman,
they
you just
know.
immediately start booing.
They
You
know.
say, "Boo! Fuck that guy."
Yeah, boo.
But I mean, Vegas fans.
Who knows?
Really, the only time they see Gary Bettman is when they got granted a franchise.
Yeah, yeah.
So of course you're not going to boo him there. Like he just gave you a fucking franchise.
Yep. So it'll be interesting to see. So But-
Yeah. So I mean, that's only if Washington wins it in Game 5 here
right.
in Vegas, or if it goes to Game 7, we'll see.
I take
Other than that-
Washington on Game 5, dude. They're gonna end it tomorrow.
It's ending it,
They're gonna end it.
man.
So Sorry, VGK fans. Hashtag Vegas born, but it's hashtag all caps right now.
Hashtag fairy tale over.
So,
I mean, fuck.
it's-
Well, you also picked Vegas to win the cup before the series started in like 7, I think.
I
So
did.
if you're wrong about that,
Vegas
then
proved me wrong.
you're also going to be wrong about Washington winning it in Game 5.
I
So,
see. Well,
so I'm going to say Washington in 6. I still think Vegas wins in Vegas.
okay.
I think the fans just want it. Like the fans will, I think they really do like feed the team. Like even when the
Sure.
team's not playing well, that arena is still so fucking loud. Like there's no fucking lull in there. They're going to urge that team on to score goals and to keep going. And I just don't think, I think Vegas just has nothing to play for at this point. Their backs are against the wall, come out swinging. They're going to take Game 5 and Washington will probably win it in Washington in Game 6.
All right. Well, you heard it here. It may or may not happen.
Yeah,
But
you
we
heard
will
it here
see.
first, both ways. Someone's going to be right.
Someone's going to be right. All right, Robbie. Well, that was fun. And
Yeah. That was a short little Game 3 and 4 recap for you folks.
that's right.
2 episodes in 1 week. Holla at your boys.
That's right. Don't forget to check us on all your social media accounts here, guys. Twitter, Facebook, iHeartRadio now, Spotify, all of that.
YouTube.
all-
Check us out on YouTube. Fucking easy.
YouTube. Yeah, you can listen to us there too, as well.
Yeah,
You
fucking-
can listen to us as well.
Yeah.
There. So
Stop listening to Joe Rogan on YouTube. Start listening to us.
yeah,
Also, let us know how you liked John's super short segment.
yeah. Maybe we'll keep that going if John approves. What?
We'll see how John feels about it.
Yeah.
This will be a surprise to John too. So
That was
we
a-
just
It was a surprise to everybody. But anyways, guys, we'll catch you next time on another episode of Around the Boards. Bye bye.
yeah.